Moving on through our multi-pack mini-series, we have the Quintesson Trooper, or is it Quintesson? I don't know. I like to imagine this character as a she, so I'll be using those pronouns throughout the video, just a heads up. Her design is based on both the Alicon and the Bailiff Quintesson goons from the '86 movie, and she looks super cool. There's a lot more interesting little details and visual distinctions from the rest of the pack. It's a lot easier to make your own character out of this over the Seeker. The metallic blues, the name of my next album, really complement the greens and pinks well. Her overall stature makes for an intimidating appearance. The spikes add to this as well, giving major edgelord vibes, and her squiness lends her to be very stable and fun to get poses out of. She just sort of looks like a unit, you know? And she technically is, so a way to distinguish that fact is to use the alternate head. The alternate head she comes with is the originally intended head for this mold, and that's the Alicon noggin. I do like the other head sculpt a lot actually, and definitely lends more into the goon aspect of this toy's purpose, but the other executioner-like head just appeals me more. I don't know. It also gives me Warpig from Guardians 3 vibes, I guess. Last thing to note about the design is that tiny Quintesson badge on her chest, which to be honest, I've never really been a huge fan of that badge, but I just find the inclusion here hilarious. She comes with the second most accessories of the set, with 3 melee weapons, a knife, mace, and double-sided axe. These are probably my favorite accessories of the pack to mess with probably the axe being my favorite. It enhances the brutal vibe that she gives off. Like I said before, the articulation is surprisingly doable despite the limitations of her boxy build. She can still do killer poses though. Monster Alligator mode, I'll be up front, is not really my favorite, but it does have a lot of personality behind the shortcomings. Like me! The arms sort of hanging out aren't the best to look at, and I never really know if I'm done with the legs. The head is very expressive though, as the jaws open surprisingly far for major chomp action. Painted teeth and tongue is also fun to see, and just adds the extra detail I crave for. You also get a lot more spikes with the inclusion of the tail, leaving her still interesting to look at. And in terms of accuracy to the movie, it's pretty spot on. They're such goobers. I love them so much. But I'm now realizing that there was a spike on top of their head in the movie. What happened to that? I'm just curious. This was definitely the unexpected delight of the set in my opinion. I was not expecting to like this as much as I did, and I find her very fun to mess with and create a backstory for. Making her like a bounty hunter is probably the best call, and her overall gooberness is very much appreciated. She just has a vibe I can't escape from. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're now halfway through the multi-pack miniseries, and I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Can't wait to see you there. Take care, and have a good one.
Do you think we could be cousins?
Why? Because we're both green?
We're green and we're lizards.
You don't say.
Gee, it's finally nice to have a... What are you doing?
Ba weep grana weep mini bun. I want snappy.